Good evening, good evening, good evening. I know this is catching some people off guard and by surprise, but with everything that's going on, I actually been sitting for the last hour contemplating doing this presentation, and I'm still kind of contemplating it because of some of the things I want to talk about and some of the things that I should talk about and some of the things that I'm still reluctant to talk about. But tonight I wanted to come on to talk about the race car challenge, and that's how I'm going to title this: the race car challenge, overcoming conflict resolution, and overcoming racial diversity. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this tonight, and so like I said, I wrote a few notes, but I'm still kind of reluctant to talk about some of what I was talking about. But I wanted to come on today because I've been watching the news, and I'm sure, like I said the other day, a lot of people know what's going on in the world. The city of Buffalo has made worldwide news because of the situation that happened on Jefferson Avenue on the other day. And as a result of that, there's so much going on. There's so much going on, and there's so many different conversations taking place in the world, in the city, around the county, and so forth. And people are starting to show some of their colors. And I don't mean that lightly, And so it really, I was watching some things today. I was watching, a lot of the videos, and I was reading different articles on the internet and on social media. And then I was watching a report that was done, or a press conference actually, that was done with the mayor of Buffalo and county legislator and the county executive of the city of Buffalo and Erie County, and several political leaders and pastors and different people. They were all up speaking about this tragedy that took place on the other day. And what really got me about this on Saturday, what really got me about this is that I was in that store Friday. I was in that store on Jefferson Avenue on Friday. And as I was listening to the press conference, and I was listening to some other articles and things that are reading and listening to some other articles, what I heard was that this young man was in the store on Thursday. That he came into the store on Thursday, and I guess he did like a little walkthrough, and they actually had him removed from the store, asked him to leave the store for whatever reason. I don't know what he was doing, but it is from listening to the different information that he was actually in the store on Thursday. And like I said, I was in that same store on Friday, and this event took place on Saturday. And so it really it brought a lot of light, and it brought a lot of thought to my mind about, just how things happen. And I did a show last night talking about preparing for life after death and helping your family to get ready for, by preparing things like life insurance and things. And I talked about that. But today I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how I listened to these different people talk about the young man that attacked, and how people came into the city, good and bad, to afterwards, to help out the city from all over the world. But then you also had people coming from the young man that came from another town south of Buffalo to do this act. And while I'm watching this news article being presented by the mayor and council, all these people, I'm reading some of the comments. I'm reading some of the comments, and it hit me. It really made me realize I've already known this, because I'm going to talk about some of the things I've been doing. But I'm watching and reading some of the comments, and you can see, how they were talking about people coming from different places. But I'm reading the comments, and you can see some of the racism and some of the anger and some of the hatred being posted during the press conference. And I'm reading this stuff, and I'm reading what people are saying, And they're talking about, how this evil child, this person could come from another city and do what he did to the city of Buffalo, to the east side of Buffalo. And in my mind, as I'm listening and I'm reading these comments, and I'm thinking as I'm driving, because I was driving home, and I'm driving and I'm thinking to myself that there are people that came here to do, there's a person that came here to do something, but there are people here in this community that are applauding, and sitting with their friends and celebrating it, and actually glad that this has happened. There are people sitting at home, thinking, good, he should have got more. And I'm watching some of the comments, and then I'm thinking about some of the things that I've heard people say when they didn't think I was listening, or didn't think I was around, or, and didn't realize I was around, and those kind of things. And so it really made me it really got to me today. It really set home that, we're talking about things that are happening outside the city, and the effects of what this young man did. But the bottom line is, we have the same type mentality right here in Western New York. We have the same type of personalities right here in Western New York. We have the same type of people having the same thoughts right here. And so as I'm reading, I'm watching, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm actually going grocery shopping, I'm doing some different things. So on what I was on my way to the grocery store, and I go into the grocery store, and I don't know what was going on today, but I see this one guy, and he's got on a little camouflage outfit, and he's just staring at me, and I paid no attention. And so I walk through and I do my little stuff, and I see some other people, and they're staring and they're looking, and so I'm just walking through the store doing what I'm doing, getting my groceries. So I go to get in line, and this guy kind of like got in front of me really quick, and he's got on his camouflage outfit, and he turns and he looks at me, and he gives me this look. And then I only had 2 items. So he gives me this look, and he looks at how many items I had, and then he just turned like sideways and just started putting all of his items onto the conveyor belt. I didn't care. I had nowhere to go. So it didn't really bother me. It just kind of puzzled me that this guy kept staring at me, and he had this camouflage little Jeep pants on, and, little thing, and I'm looking at him. And so again, I'm just, I'm looking at, and I'm thinking about all the things that's going on, and all the racism and all the comments that I'm seeing in the comments. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I need to get home and drop off these groceries, because I need to go to a board meeting. And as I got closer to home, and as I thought more about the board meeting that I was going to, I started to get a knot in my stomach. I started to get a little anxiety, because the board meeting that I was going to, I see that same kind of behavior. I see that same kind of attitude. I get those same kind of looks when I go to this board meeting that I got from that gentleman, that I got from some of those people when I walked in the grocery store, that made me feel like I shouldn't be there, that I was trespassing, or, whatever the case may be. But it made me feel, when I go to this board meeting, it always makes me feel uncomfortable. It always makes me feel uncomfortable. And so the closer I got to home, the more reluctant I was, because of everything that's going on. I was more and more reluctant to go to this board meeting tonight, because I didn't want to get a look that would cause me to react. I didn't want to get a deep breath and sigh when I walk in the room and cause me to react. I didn't want to get a look or several looks that made me feel like I should not be in the room, or why am I here, or why do I keep coming to these board meetings when they don't want me there. And I'm going to tell you, they don't want me there. And I know they don't want me there. But I continue to go because it's my place to be there. God wouldn't have put me there if I didn't need to be there. And he wouldn't have given me the strength to be there if I wasn't supposed to be there. So I'm thinking about this as I get home and I deliver my groceries and I'm putting the groceries away. And I just sat down and I was like, I can't go. I can't go to this event, this board meeting, because if I go, I don't know how I'm going to feel. And I was already feeling anxious before even going. So I know by the time I got there, I would have already been, in some kind of mood or some kind of behavior where I'm watching for the reactions. And this isn't like in my head because I go through it every month. I go through it every month where I go to these board meetings where I'm made to feel like I shouldn't be there. Like I'm made to feel like I not supposed to be there, that I'm trespassing. So I was thinking about all these things and I was sitting on the couch and I was contemplating doing this presentation and how I wanted to do this presentation. And so it made me think about, an event that I had recently put on, which was pulling the race card, overcoming diversity and racial conversations. And I brought together a group of people, a group of sisters who had created a deck of cards. And then I actually had a deck of cards, but I wanted to support them. Hold on, actually, I'm going to get those. So I had I had put on this event, and I put it on, and I'm going to show you the deck of cards. If you could see, let me see where we're going here. Okay, this is one, how to start talking about race, and this is the other deck of cards. And this is the deck that we used for the Pulling the Race card event because I wanted to support a local vendor and a local Black vendor at this event that I was putting on. And the reason why I was putting this on and the reason why I invited these the creators of the cards is because I was explaining to them that there's so much racism and so much segregation and so much division that I see in the small town, and it is a town, the small town city, as they call it, of Niagara Falls. And Niagara County is even worse. Niagara County is even worse. The racial segregation, the racial division, the anger and the hate of minorities, I've never seen before. And I've lived in the city of Buffalo, and it's bad in Buffalo too. But because Buffalo is so much bigger, so much larger, that you can go into certain areas and really not pay much attention. But even if you look at some of the things that's been happening in Buffalo, like on Hurdo Avenue. So, you saw this event taking place at a bar on Hurdo Avenue, where right in the heart of the city not the heart of the city, but the north part of Buffalo, and this bar where they attacked Black people and called them all kind of names, that is not so unusual. It just got attention because of where it happened and the way it happened and how the people responded to it. But this I have been seeing going on for so long in Western New York, and this attack just brought more attention to the hatred and the anger and people feeling like Black people shouldn't be here. And then the thing is, and somebody posted something about why do people keep attacking Black people and why do people hate Black people so much or dislike Black people so much? And people give different reasons. But the one reason that they didn't give, and the reason that I gave, now I put in the post, I said a lot of people hate and resent Black people because of the resilience of Black people. The resilience of Black people is why we are hated, why we are disliked, why we are constantly attacked. No matter what we do and where we go, we're always attacked. And people say, well, what do you mean resilience? If you think about the history of Black people, we have always been attacked. We have always been taken advantage of. We've always been in a situation where we end up being persecuted. So if you look in the Bible, Black people were attacked. If you look at the past 400 years, Black people were made slaves and beaten and taken from their families and taken from their homes and sold as cattle and all these things. But yet and still, we continue to thrive. We continue to be better. And then we still got along and we still opened our arms to those people who abused us. And people couldn't understand that. That's what the resilience is that we're resilient. We're resilient. And that's why they resent us so much. That's why Black people are resented so much. Think about it. We haven't done anything but be ourselves and do the things that we do. And we are constantly turned against each other, constantly made to, in order for us to fit in, we have to do the will of others against our own people. And I see that a lot in Niagara Falls. I see that a lot in Niagara Falls, where certain people are used to against the Black community, their own people in the community, and because of that, they get certain rewards, they get certain tokens and certain jobs and certain opportunities. I see that, and I've seen it in Buffalo. Like I said, because Buffalo is a bigger city, you don't pay it as much attention as you do me being from Buffalo and coming to the city of Niagara Falls. And so as I was preparing, like I said, I was sitting there contemplating, and I thought about this meeting. And I told people, I'm not even going to mention the board. I'm just going to talk. I'm going to say the board. And those people who know, they'll know. But it made me think, and I was writing some notes to myself. And I said, I realized that I had been on this board for 7 years. I've been on this board for 7 years. 7 years. And people still don't accept me being on the board, still treat me like I shouldn't be there. When I walk into the room, they treat me and act like I shouldn't be there. They don't speak to me. And they look at me like I'm trespassing. And I'm reading some of the notes that I wrote. And so I go to this meeting and I imagine that you go somewhere for 7 years. 7 years. And for 7 years, you're made to feel like you shouldn't be there. Like you should not be anywhere near the room. 7 years. And 5 years into being a member of this board, being a part of this board, okay? For 5 years on that board, having to ask during that 5 years, when are we going to take a picture showing that I'm a member of the board? Because I see on the social media and all the information, the pictures of the all the members before I joined. It was like a group picture. And I said, I've been on the board for 5 years. When are we going to change the picture? When are we going to take a picture with me and the board? We do these meetings and we take pictures, but why don't we change this picture showing some diversity, or there's a Black person on this board? And mind you, like I said, I've been the only Black person on this board for the past 7 years. Past 7 years. And I asked, after 5 years of wondering when we're going to do it, I finally asked. And so they decided, all right, we're going to take a picture. At our next big general meeting, annual general meeting, we're going to take a picture. And they sent out the information, all the members. We're going to take our picture, redo the picture for the social media. And so, we can update the picture and show the membership. After the meeting, got ready to take the picture. People actually refused refused to get in the picture. And then you have people standing there with scowls, I don't know how you pronounce it, but looking like they didn't want to be in the picture. Looking like they were not happy to be in that picture. And if you saw the picture, you would think, wow, that's a very small board. And it's not. But most of the people refused to get the picture. And so 7 years, after 5, I asked, when are we going to change the picture and show that there's a Black person on the board? And then they refused to get in the picture. 7 years. Been going to events, offering to help out and be and doing different things at the events and offering to help, provide services and things that I do to help with this, with their programs and things like that. Nah, don't come. No, we don't need you. Nope. Because they didn't want people to know there was a Black guy on the board. They didn't want people to know the Black guy was on the board. So when I would show up at events, 7 years I've been on this board. I show up at events and I get the souvenir journal and I look at all the names of the board members and I don't see mine. Wait a minute, what happened? Oh, we forgot to put your name. We were just putting everybody's name in. We forgot to put your name. Go to the next event. Oh, we forgot to put your name. Oh, just so many people on the board. We just forgot to put your name. Third event, fourth event. After a while, if I go to an event, I don't even get a journal because I don't want to get aggravated. I don't want to. And see, the thing is, some people will do things so you can act out. And act out and show. And there's, he's an angry Black man. We need to get him off the board. We need to get him off the board. So I don't want to be angry. I don't react. I don't respond. But when I go to the meetings, I always make an announcement about something that I'm doing and inviting board members to come out and support it and be a part of it. Have they ever came? No. Actually, they did come to one event and then attempted to get my program dismantled. After they attended it and saw how successful it was, they attempted to get it dismantled. But that was the only event they ever came to. But they, and I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like trying not to react, trying not to respond, offering to be a part. And part of why they didn't want me on this board is because a lot of the things that this group does, I posted on my page and let the Black community and the rest of this community in the city know about what's going on. Because when you go to these events, you very rarely see any of us at it. But it's supposed to be for everybody. It's supposed to be for the city. But it doesn't benefit the city. And like I said, they don't invite me to anything. They don't talk to me when I go to the meetings. If I speak to someone, they may speak back. They may speak back. And yes, that rude. There'll be that rude where they won't even speak back if I speak. Or if they see me coming towards them like I'm about to speak, they'll turn and go another way. 7 years. 7 years. 7 years. Showing up to events. Made to feel like I shouldn't be there. And then refusing to take part or help out, any event that I do, which is crazy. But, and I said they don't ask me to do anything, but and that's wrong. That's not true. That's not true. They do ask me something. They do ask me to do something. They ask me every year. They may not ask me to come to any events. They may not accept my offers to come and help and be a part and do something. But they will call me once a year to ask me, do I want to step down from the board and just be an associate member? Because they know how busy I am. We know how busy you are. And we know all the things you're doing in the community. So we were just wondering if you would like to step down from the board and just be like an associate member, and you don't have to come to the meetings or anything. You're not required to do any of this stuff. But, just let me know. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. I'm not stepping off the board. I am going to be the only token Black, and I am going to come to all the board meetings. And I am going to come. Well, I didn't come tonight, but I try to go to every board meeting. And I always try to make an announcement to let them know what I'm doing. So this way they can't say they didn't know. And I'll even send out mailings to the board and let them know the things that I'm doing. Do they ever show up? No. Never. Do I show up for their events? Yeah. Do they put me in the journals? No. They don't list me as a board member. And then every event that I've gone to, I'm going to just say it that way. Every event that I've gone to that I've saw a journal, my name was not in it. And I've been on the board for 7 years. So it really, and I wasn't trying to get on a tangent about this, because this is all about, like I said, now I get a lot of support from the mayor, Robert Restaino, who is the mayor of Niagara Falls. I get a lot of support from him. He comes out to just about everything I do. When I send him out something saying, hey, I'm having an event, even if he can come for 5 minutes, he'll come just to say, I'm coming and I just want to see what you're doing and show some support. And he sees what I'm doing. When I did the pulling the race card event, he came out for that. And I found out that people were telling people, don't go to it. Don't go to it. And this was not just, whites. This was, like I said earlier, you have certain people who are put in positions in the Black community to be the overseers of the Black community in Niagara Falls. And part of their job is to keep the status quo. So me coming, and I've been told so many times, I'm trying to do too much, that people can't support me. I actually had a person walk up to me and tell me that I can't support you because you're trying to do too much. But the thing is, I'm not trying to do too much, is that I'm doing things that should have been done a long time ago. And to this day, it makes those people look bad, because they're like, how is this guy coming who doesn't even live here and make this commitment to the community to create a better lifestyle for people in the community? And we have all these people who've been here all their lives and in these positions and do nothing, and try not to do nothing, but hold a position. Of course, they're not going to like me. Are they going to like me after they see this video? Hell no, they're not going to like me. But that's okay, because I already know you don't like me. So what's the difference? I'm going to continue. When you tell me I'm doing too much, that means I'm doing the right thing, and I'm going to do more. That's why we're doing the family fitness program. And we invited over 40 organizations. Come out, give out your information, meet the community, let them know who you are, show them, what programs you have to offer, so forth and so on. How many organizations showed up for the event? 0. Don't go to that. Don't support him. We're not supporting him. No, we're not going to that. Over 40 organizations I invited to this free event to give the community your information. And not one organization showed up. The mayor showed up and spoke with the residents and talked to the kids and made his presence known, that he thought this was a good event. And he was proud of the people that came out to get healthy, because that's what it was all about, was bringing the community together and being healthy, getting a healthy lifestyle for everybody. I am going to continue. I'm excited now, not excited about what happened in Buffalo, but I'm excited now that the spotlight is on Buffalo and it's going to be on the neighboring cities and counties, because people are watching now. So we are going to be doing the race car challenge. We're going to be doing that in the schools. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be contacting the mayor saying, hey, can we meet with your staff and do something? Can we do something with the county legislators? Can we do something with, and I'm not going to do it with this board because they're not going to let me do it anyways. Oh, as a matter of fact, they brought in some new people on the board because they want to fill up the board. There's 31 people on the board. 31 people on this board. There's no more members. You can get no more members. And they did ask me, did I want to step down again? And I told them, hell no. No, I'm not stepping down. So there's 31 members on the board. Guess how many blacks are on the board? Guess how many minorities are on the board? I'm that one. 31 members. I'm that one member. 31. I walk in the room and it's like I'm walking into a I'm trespassing. I almost said something. I almost said what kind of meeting I thought I was walking into. But it's ridiculous. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not giving up because God put me in this position to do the things that I'm doing. A better you lifestyle wasn't something that just popped in my head. This was something that was put in my heart to help the people of Niagara and Erie County and Western New York and now the world, because I'm working with an organization that just asked me to be an ambassador of this international program working with boys. It's called World Day of the Boy Child. And that actually is May 16th, which is today, the day that I'm recording this. That event was today. That celebration is today. And this is the second year for it. It was started by a gentleman, I believe he's in another country. I don't know. Actually, I have a meeting with him on Thursday. But he created this because of the lack of attention given to literacy and all the issues that boys and crime, incarceration, all the things that boys are going through. And he wanted to bring attention to it. So it's World Day of the Boy Child, which is today, May the 16th. And I did a literacy program on Sunday where I was the moderator, and it aired and was viewed, and people from 25 countries took part in this. And it talks about racial diversity and segregation and getting people to work together. So it does all the things a better you lifestyle does. And that's what they realized, and that's what they saw. But they realized also that they have no contingency or no connections in the United States. All over the world, 25 countries, but nothing in the United States. So they asked me, would I be willing to be the ambassador and the coordinator of this and International Men's Day in the United States, promoting men and boys in the United States, and helping to overcome racial diversity and segregation and things like that as well. So now, y'all said I'm doing too much. I'm about to do some more. We're about to go national. We're going to go nationwide. But we got to start at home first. So the Race Car Challenge will be coming on, and we're going to be doing different things in the schools and in the community. We're already doing a podcast. Me and my partner, Tammy, we're doing a podcast on the Race Car Challenge that comes on a couple of radio stations, 104, 103, and 97 Rock FM. So check us out on there. But we are going to do something. We're going to do our part to help address this. I'm not stepping down from the board. So y'all can get over that. And I'm going to continue to do things to help break down some of these barriers that are keeping people divided, keeping people segregated. Keep pointing my finger and saying, hey, we need to correct this. We need to address this. We need to deal with this. Because if I don't, the way I've been seeing it the last 10, 11 years that I've been here, if I don't, who's going to do it? Because people are benefiting from that status quo. It's not status quo anymore. I'm going to continue to help people any way I can to live and create a better lifestyle for themselves. And that's not, I said people. There's not no black people and no white people and no Pakistani people and Muslim people. I work with everybody. I invite everybody. I want to involve everybody. I'm not a one-man band. I'm not a one-man army. I don't have to take the lead. I want somebody to take the lead. I just want to help get it started. And then we can branch it out and keep it going and spread it worldwide. But we have to take care of home first. And I was thinking about that situation on Jefferson Avenue, and people need to be prepared. It's only going to get worse. Because if you see that a person can come from another area to do this, is because, and he targeted this community because he said it had a very large minority black community. That's why he picked the city of Buffalo. We have to do some things to prepare and get people together, get people to band together, get people to work together, not just when there's a tragedy, but to help each other. Because like I said, some of the comments and some of the reactions I've gotten and seen from people who are actually happy, not happy. No, I'm not saying happy, but they saw no problem with what the guy did. They saw no problem with it. They saw no problem with it. And you could probably see some people sitting up and drinking beers with their friends and laughing and joking about it, because it's the mindset. And if we don't address and help to eliminate those mindsets, you may not eliminate it from the adults, but we got to work with the kids. We got to help the kids, because if the parents are feeding it into them and then the kids grow up and they feed it into their kids, it's never going to go away. That's why we do all the programs that we do in the schools, working with all the kids, helping to create some understandings and bonds and relationships, so children will know each other. And even when they hear their parents say certain things about other minority groups, they know, because they have those friends, that's not right, Mom. That's not true, Dad. You know, those things, and that's black, white, that's any race. Because you hear black people say things about white people, you hear white people say things about black people, you hear people say things about Muslims and all these different other races, and Asians and Chinese, all these Mexicans, all these different groups. So having a conversation starts at home. And home is, for us, the schools, the community organizations, the city halls, the county legislators. That's going to be the homes that we're going to be targeting to help address the racism, the division, the segregation, the anger, the hatred, all the things that are dividing these communities in Western New York. Again, my name is Willie A. Price. Willie A. Price Speaks. I already know I'm going to hear about this somewhere, some way, or I may not hear about it. People will just keep telling people not to support me. So when you hear people say, don't go to that event or don't support him, ask why sometime. Why are we not supporting him? What did he do? What did he do that we're not supporting him and he's doing whatever he's doing? Ask the question sometimes instead of just being a part of the flock and just following behind the leader. You guys have a blessed day, and I will see you soon, because I'm sure I got something else to say. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be on Community Watch, I think the Community Action Watch or something like that, tomorrow night with my friend Sam Archie. Check me out. I'm going to be on his show, and we're going to be talking about something else that I talked about tonight, but we're going to talk about something else that you may want to check into. So check us out, Sam Archie's show tomorrow. I think it's 7 o'clock. Let me make sure I don't want to give you the wrong time, because I definitely want you guys to be there. Oh, Jesus, stupid phone drives me crazy. Stupid phone. Okay, Sam Archie. We're going to be on Community Accountability Show with Sam Archie, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And that's on Facebook as well. So check me out tomorrow. We're going to talk about some interesting subjects outside of the subject that I talked about tonight. But Sam, knowing Sam, he may bring this up because I'm sure he's going to see this video. But please check us out tomorrow, because it's going to be a very enlightening subject on some things that are going on and taking place and coming to Western New York and to the city of Niagara Falls and the county of Niagara. So check us out. Have a blessed day, and start a race card challenge in your community, in your home, in your school, in your organization, at your job. Get the conversation going, overcome diversity, help conflict resolution. If you need our help, reach out to us, email us, text us, and let's work together to create a better lifestyle for everybody. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys tomorrow or later or Sunday. Okay, so let's get this over.